Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wolverine Studios. I'd like to welcome first-time people. I'd like to welcome returning members. This will be kind of a first look into what we're doing with Draft Day Sports College Football 2026. Kind of a quick stream to just go over a little bit of the list of features, show off some of the major things that we're looking at updating for this version. If there are any folks in the chat that have questions, we could certainly take a little bit of Q&A if people are interested. We'll do more of these Dev Dynasty kind of preview streams as we run up to our first access period, which should be coming sometime soon as we're wrapping up some of the beta testing and such for folks. So with that, I'll kind of get started with some of the new updates for this game. Probably the biggest update that we're looking at is the ability to start a league as any sort of different coach. So we've had a lot of requests where different people like to play the game different ways. Some folks want to play as a head coach. Some folks want to play as a position coach. People want to start as a particular job and then work their way up over time. So yeah, we'd like to introduce that into this version of the game. So now when you create a new career league, you'll be able to start as a different coach if you'd like. So I'm going to start as an offensive coordinator. So I'm going to start a new game, and then you'll have a particular screen where you're able to pick the job that you want to start as. So what this will do is lock you out of some features in the game in career mode, but it will allow other features. So for example, a head coach would be able to do pretty much anything related to a team, but if you're the head trainer, you might only be able to do certain things that a trainer would be able to do. Or if you're a QB coach, you might only be able to do things that a QB coach would be able to do. So it restricts it in such a way that you have to focus on what your particular role is. And then over time, as the years go on, you're able to move into different positions at the same school, or you're able to move to different positions at other schools. You can keep the same position and move to different schools. So at the end of the year, you'll get the option where you'll either get a chance to be promoted within your same team, or pick a different option at a different school. And those options kind of vary. In most cases, you're able to somewhat take a demotion. If you're a head coach, you could take maybe an OC position at a higher prestige school and kind of work your way up that way. Or if you want to work your way down into a higher position, if you're an offensive coordinator, maybe you would take a head coaching job at a less prestige school and then work your way up. So you have both ways of navigating the ladder available to you. So in this case, I can pick offensive coordinator, and I can pick Jacksonville State, and then I'd be able to pick my coach as normal. So in this case, we've also tweaked kind of the genesis of coaches so that coaches will have the ability to have more movement in between specifically these coaching offense, coaching defense, strategy sections, which are key for head coaches, but position coaches are more focused on their particular area of expertise for positions. So you'll start to see a little more bleed over between roles as your position coaches and your coordinators gain expertise in coaching offense and defense. It allows them to move into coordinator positions and move into head coaches. So that's how that will work. And other than that, everything would be the same within the game. Again, certain roles can call plays, certain roles can't, certain roles can adjust training schedules, and so on and so forth. So you'll be able to check out all that has to offer. The while I'm in here, I can show you some of the other major features of the game. We've tweaked the UI a little bit. It's not a whole scale redo refresh like we did last version. So these are going to be somewhat minor tweaks, but we have updated it a little bit, made it a little more cohesive, a little bit more in line with the Wolverine Studios branding. So we have there's a concept of a team cohesion that we can talk about in future streams where the different players, as you put together a team, will gel with other players very well or not very well, and that cohesion will affect performance of the team. That's a significant feature that we were able to add. We've also tweaked the play analysis is another area of focus that we've done, where now we have a lot more filters where you're able to group your plays, your formation, your details by offense, by defense, by all the different formations that you could filter down to a particular game. You could search for particular plays. And as we move on and simulate games, you're able to see those results. It makes it a little easier for people to get a detailed play analysis so they can check on how their particular strategies are working. So this would be kind of that new screen where you can see it laid out a little easier to sort, to filter, and then to group by more specifics to see these kinds of details about how you matched up against a particular play across all your games or a single game as you move throughout the season. The other significant thing that I'd like to highlight in this particular version is the introduction of an FCS set of teams. So when you're able to create your new league, and I can show this, you can, now there's another league format in here for we call it Modern College 2A, but this is Modern College 1A would be your typical FBS, the schools that we have currently in the FBS in real life. And those schools have also been updated for the 2025-2026 season. But we've introduced the FCS in our 2A Modern College format. And so what that will do is allow you to pick FCS schools as an example. So these will have new teams, new names, new structures, new standings, new everything for a basis of all of the different FCS schools. So you'll see we have a different set of conferences and we'll have a different set of schools. And then you're able to, in the team viewer, kind of view kind of how these schools are laid out. We had to adjust some scheduling for these because the league or the conference formats are a little bit different between FCS and FBS. And we've also introduced both 24 and 32 team end of season playoff tournaments to also support how these work. So that's another big feature that we kind of wanted to touch on. So in addition to those, we do have some updates that we did to the pro football game. We've also brought back into the college game, specifically around configuration and presentation. So we've reintroduced the perspective view. We've also put in the animated figures version of this so that when you're able to play a game, now you'll be able to watch the game and you'll see the game in this somewhat slanted view of the game. And then you'll see, in this case, I've selected animated figures. So you'll be able to see the players running around on the field, similar to what we've had in the pro version. So we've brought that in. And then we still do have the full screen. So this does get a little bigger, makes it a little easier to see. Some folks like the animated figures. Some folks prefer the bubbles. It just kind of depends on what your preference is. So we've updated those. and some other things. So there's some related to the coaching staffs. We've upped the effects of the head trainer position, and our position coaches. We've upped the effects of those on training in particular, so that some of their ratings will have a bigger effect on training as you go throughout the season. The head trainer tends to deal with injuries and keeping guys healthy and ready to go. The position folks tend to focus on week to week training, spring training camps, and those kinds of things. So that's how the two positions are kind of intertwined. Then we've got some general engine updates. So we've added kind of this concept of a Hail Mary where if you get towards the end of a game, you'll see the team try and do one of those rollout long downfield passes, trying to kind of wait long enough for the players to get into the end zone so they can throw a Hail Mary pass. We've updated the AI now, similar to the way that we're doing the play analysis. We also have the ability for the AI to analyze these as well. And so you'll see coaches adjust their playbooks based on what's popular around the league. They'll also, keep plays in that are performing well and toss plays out that are not performing as well. So we've added that kind of logic, so you'll see a little more diversity in the way. Well, in some cases, it's more diversity as coaches will try new things, but in other cases, they'll see the things that are working well in a league, and so they will also incorporate those league-wide plays into their playbooks. So in some cases, there's more diversity, and in some cases, there's not, as they find things that work. And then there's just our general year-over-year improvements. I touched a little bit on the UI, how we've tweaked some of these things. We've been looking for a lot of community feedback, both on our forum and on our Discord channel. Our beta team has given some good feedback. If you're interested in the beta, feel free to connect with us on Discord, and we can get you into the beta groups. You can kind of get an advanced view of what this looks like and give us some more testing feedback and features that you like to see. We have a thread running on the forum now with a wish list of things that folks would like to see in these versions of the game. So yeah, we'd love to get more feedback. We constantly strive to add more community-led initiatives into the game. Those tend to be the neatest ideas and the best received ones. So we certainly want to take advantage of everything that you guys suggest. So we've put some of that in. Some of it's already done. Some of it's in the game. Quality of life improvements, tweaks to these screens based on that feedback. But there's always room for more. We're always looking for additional feedback. So I think I covered most of the largest items that I wanted to cover. So we're looking forward to having all of you join us on Discord or on the forum, and we'll be looking to have you participate, and we hope that you're excited about what's coming out in this new CF26 version of the game. So thanks everybody for supporting the game, for supporting Wolverine Studios, and keep an eye out on our socials so that you can see when we're going into first access, when we're going to do any other additional streams, when there'll be Q&A sessions and things like that. So that you can join us for the next one. So thank you, everyone, and have a good night.